Hi there, Court Micah. Yes, a local legend indeed. And as you can see behind me here, so many fans, they're still continuing to come up here to Dodger Stadium, bring flowers and balloons and light candles. Now, we also caught up with the Dodger historian who explained to us just how Scully managed to capture the hearts of both fans and players alike.
It's time for Dodger baseball.
The voice of the Dodgers for 67 years wanted to be a play-by-play announcer since he was a little boy growing up in New York City.
He just fell in love with the roar of the crowd when he sat underneath the family radio, and he felt like the applause washed over him like water.
Dodger historian Mark Langell says that's the experience Scully wanted to bring to baseball fans.
He would just, in his own words, he knew when to shut up, and he let the crowd do its thing.
Langell asked the legendary broadcaster one time the secret to his success.
He quoted Laurence Olivier, the actor, "Have the humility to prepare and the confidence to pull it off."
Scully prepared by having binders of info on all the players.
He had all the stories in his head, and then he would just pause and wait.
But he wouldn't use them on the field until the time was right. When the Dodgers moved to LA in the 50s from Brooklyn, Scully was able to bring fans those great stories and capture their hearts through their transistor radio.
That transistor radio and that connection with fans, everybody could take Vinny to the beach, you could take Vinny to a card game, you could take Vinny anywhere. This was the portable Vinny on the go.
And when TV came along, there was a reason behind his sharp suits.
He always wanted to have a coat and tie because he felt that he was a guest in somebody's home.
Langell says it wasn't just the fans who fell in love with Scully.
He wasn't a homer. He wasn't rooting for the Dodgers. He was a reporter at heart. So that's why opposing teams and opposing managers, opposing players, they loved him just as much.
An example of this love can be seen in this picture when Jackie Robinson challenged him to a race on ice skates, which Scully won.
And Vin Scully was kind of surprised because he said, "Jackie, I've been on skates before, and you're from California. Have you ever been on ice skates before?" And he said, "No, but that's the only way that I'm going to learn."
Scully was also known throughout his career for being humble, even when presented at the White House with the Presidential Medal of Freedom.
When he heard about this honor, Vin asked with characteristic humility, "Are you sure? I'm just an old baseball announcer."
You could just see the look on his face. It's a long way from New York. It's a long way from Fordham Prep, and it's a long way from being a kid in the bleachers at the Polo Grounds, rooting for the Giants so many years ago.
Yes, I'm sure most people know by now that he was a Giants fan growing up as a kid in New York. Now the Dodgers, they are due back here on Friday evening, and they're going to be honoring him with a pregame tribute. They're also going to be wearing black patches with microphones on their uniforms. For now, reporting live here at Dodger Stadium, Mary Beth McDade. We'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
Mary Beth, thank you. Tonight, the baseball world is paying their respects to Vin Scully. From moments of silence to memorials, baseball fans and players across the country are mourning the legendary Dodgers announcer. And tonight, the Dodgers were in San Francisco to take on the Giants.
The game was played at the very same ballpark where Vin Scully called the final game of his long career on October 2nd, 2016. And that's where we find KTLA 5's Chip Yost. He joins us live with reaction from players. Hi, Chip.
Hey there, guys. You know, tonight was a game Vin Scully would have loved to call. It came down to the ninth inning, to the last out. The Giants were trying to make a comeback, but the Dodgers held on and got a victory on a night when Vin Scully was on everybody's mind.
Oracle Park in San Francisco about to have a tribute to Vin Scully as the teams are lining up on the first and third base lines.
Wednesday night, a moment of silence was observed for a man whose words still dance in the heads of his fans.
In a year that has been so improbable, the impossible has happened.
He was amazing. I grew up with him, listening to him going to bed at night on the radio, listening to Dodger games, and he's a part of my childhood, part of growing up.
We're an immigrant from Taiwan, and we just remember sitting at home and listening to him all the time.
In honoring Vin Scully, a day after learning of his death, the Dodgers also sported a new patch on their uniforms. This as they reminisced about the man who spent 67 seasons behind the microphone at Dodger games.
There's no sadness. I think that there's just joy and gratitude that I had a chance to call him a friend, spend time with him. And he was family to millions of people.
That includes Justin Turner, who grew up in Southern California and who couldn't believe that when he came to Dodger Stadium years later as a member of the New York Mets, that the man he grew up listening to wanted to meet him.
I was a little bit confused by that, all these studs on the team, and he was asking for me, and he came up and we had a little conversation, and then, he said, I'm a redhead too. Us redheads got to stick together. So that was crazy to me. I remember when he walked out of there, I was like, wow, I can't believe Ben just came and spent that much time with me.
Our thanks to Chip for that. Meantime, major landmarks in Los Angeles are also honoring the legendary broadcaster. Tonight, Dodger Stadium is lit up like it would be on a game night. Other iconic buildings are memorializing Vin, including City Hall, Union Station, and the pylons over at LAX.